Hi there and welcome back to the Project Corner. Today I'm going to look into a new kind of visual that comes with Power BI. It's recently added, recently meaning somewhere between November and December 2019. I forget the exact update number. But once you have that installed and you had the prerequisites, which will come later in the video, you'll have this little decomposition tree icon here, and it is an artificial intelligence icon. So you know that there's futury stuff going on there. So the decomposition tree, let's have a look at it. You can analyze costs based on the priority of the project, and you can jump into the region of that projects, and you can see which projects actually or which project type actually has the most value or the most costs, and which needs to have priority because it is a high priority project. You can also jump into the low priority projects and go into south and go into the IT projects, and you'll see those too. How did I set this up? It's very, very easy. Let's jump back in at the start of where I started to create this project visual called the decomposition tree. All right, so here we go. We're going to build that lovely decomposition tree based on project online information. So one thing that you want to make sure is that you have the right version of Power BI. You'll go into help and go into about, and you want to at least have the November or December version of Power BI Desktop. Now you can download that for free, and there's a whole bunch of videos on there on how to do this. So make sure you have at least a December 2019 version or November 2019 version of Power BI. Second thing that you need to do is you go into File and then go into Options and then go into Options. And of course, if this goes generally available, this is an obsolete step, but we want to make sure that the preview feature called the decomposition tree visual is actually available. So clicking on Learn More will opens up this very nice blog post about how to set up the decomposition tree, but you're here to see a video, so let's do the video instead. So what I did is I created a couple of projects, and let's jump into project.microsoft.com and let's navigate to the project online environment. You already see the projects here from the nice project homepage, obviously, but we do want to see project online as well. Now once this is loaded, I'm going to projects, and I'm going to show you that there's a list of projects, and there are different types of projects. Like you've seen in the decomposition tree, there is different enterprise project types. Then there's the different metadata that's in here. So let's go into research and development, and you'll see that there is a priority and there is a region, as well as owner and money, all the project metadata niceness. So let's click on close. I've already published all of my projects, so I can just dive in there. Let's do a last refresh on the query, and just to be sure, the query ends with your environment underscore API dash project data dash projects. So let's start building. Once you've activated the decomposition tree visual and you did a restart of the machine, you'll see this decomposition tree visual here. Let's click on it, and you will know that it's using artificial intelligence, AI, as soon as there's this little light bulb heading in the visual. So what are we going to analyze? We're going to analyze cost, and cost is just one of those things that you can easily trigger and analyze. And this is one thing that I haven't done in this visual, setup yet. I have to change field to be a currency value. So now it even looks nicer. So there's roughly $500,000 of project costs going into the current set of projects in my portfolio. Now I have a number of options to analyze this on, and it actually tells me analyze project cost and explain it by, well, let's say for instance priority. And we have two priorities actually. We have project priority, which is the custom field, and then we have priority, which is a native field. We're not going to press that plus button just yet. Let's also include the region, which is another custom field, which I filled in for all of my projects. Let's also have the enterprise project type name, which is the type of project that you're doing. I'm going to limit this EPT name just to have it shorter here in the top level. And then would I like to have a final say? Yeah, I would like to have the actual project name in here as well. So let's do that. Let's add some spaces here for visually niceness, and let's see what that does to our visual. So let's do a bit of a full screen thing. So we have the project cost, and we're going to analyze this, and there's two options with a light bulb, and these are the artificial intelligence elements within the visual, where it will search for the highest value itself based on these 4 items, and it will trigger how it structures that decomposition tree. Now you can do it yourself as well, but let's see how Power BI figures out what the highest value is. So it sets that to priority, which is actually a pretty decent selection because there's the biggest difference on these levels. So the low priority actually has the most costs. So there is some profit to be made just to put low priority projects on hold, for instance. Now, if we click on this plus sign here, we have another option to do the high value, but let's select region ourselves, and it will trigger the option to see, all right, we have all the lowest values, and from all those lowest values, the most money comes from the south. And we can even trigger down to the EPT type, where it says, okay, well, this comes actually from IT projects. And which projects are those? Well, that is project number 2 and project number 1. Very cool. There's not that much financial difference, and it's because I basically used templates and did a little bit of shifting there. But what about the West? What does it tell me? All right, it's coming from construction projects, and it's residential number 2. What's happening in the East? Some R&D project. Maybe it's multiple projects. No, it's just the one. And what about the high priority projects? They're in the south and they're in the north, and we want to give extra attention to the southern project, which has a lot of money going in there, and it is the residential construction number 1. So in the south we have a high priority project in construction, and we need to give that all of our attention. And looking into the north, you will see that it is construction project, and there is actually a secret project that doesn't cost any money. So that's very cool as well. And now if you have something called a row level security, you can even set if a person can see that secret project. And it's that issue project from last video. So I jumped back forward and I just wanted to say one last thing. So if you like this short little video about this new visual and how it intertwines with project management and project online, please consider subscribing and putting a thumbs up for this video. I'll see you back in 2 weeks.